Today I am discussing about the most important chapter of environmental chemistry, from which minimum 2 to 3 questions and maximum 5 questions are asked in every exam. So it is most important. So let's start without wasting of time. This chapter this video is second part of environmental chemistry. So let's start. When sunlight returns to the Antarctica in the spring, the sun is warmth breaks up the clouds and HOCl and Cl2 are photolyzed by sunlight as given in reaction 8 and 9. HOCl gas, OH gas plus Cl gas. 8th reaction, Cl2 gas gives 2Cl gas. 9th reaction. The chlorine radicals thus formed initiate the chain reaction for ozone depletion as described earlier. Next, effect of depletion of the ozone layer. With the depletion of ozone layer, more UV radiation filters into troposphere. UV radiation led to aging of skin, cataract, sunburn, skin cancer, killing of many phytoplanktons, damage to fish productivity, etc. It has also been reported that plant proteins get easily affected by UV radiations, which leads to the harmful mutation of cells. Plant protein get easily affected by UV radiations, which leads to the harmful radiation mutations of the cells. It also increases evaporation of surface water through the stomata of the leaves and decreases the moisture content of the soil. Increase in UV radiations damage plants and fibers, causing them the fade faster. Next, water pollution. Water is essential for life. Without water, there would be no life. We usually take water as granted for its purity, but we must ensure the quality of water. Pollution of water originates from human activities through different paths. Pollution reaches surface or ground water. Easily identified source or place of pollution is called as point sources. Example, municipal and industrial discharge pipes. Where pollutants enter the water sources, non-point source of pollution are those where a surface of pollution cannot be easily identified. Example, agriculture, runoff from farm animals and croplands, acid rain, storm, water, drainage from streets, parking, lots and lawns, etc. Table 14.1 listed the major water pollutants and their sources. Next, cause of water pollution. Pathogens. The most serious water pollutants are the disease causing agents called pathogens. Okay. Pathogens include bacteria and other organisms that enter water from domestic sewage and animal excreta. Yes. Human excreta contain bacteria such as Escherichia coli and Streptococcus faeculus, which cause gastrointestinal disease. Yes. Next, organic wastage. The other major water pollutant is organic matter such as leaves, grass, trash, etc. They pollute water as a consequence of runoff, excessive phytoplankton growth within water is also cause of water pollution. These wastes are biodegradable. Yes. The large population of bacteria decomposes organic matter present in water. They consume oxygen dissolved in water. The amount of oxygen that water can hold in the solution is limited. In cold water, dissolved oxygen DO can reach a concentration up to 10 ppm parts per million, whereas oxygen in air is about 2 lakh ppm. That is why even a moderate amount of organic matter, when decomposed in water, can deplete the water of its dissolved oxygen. The concentration of here, first foremost, in this graph, important major water pollutant and sources: microorganism, domestic sewage, organic wastes. Domestic sewage, animal excreta and waste, decaying animals and plants, discharge from food processing factories, plant nutrients, chemical fertilizers, toxic heavy metals, industries and chemical factories, sediments, erosion of soil by agriculture and strip mining, pesticides, chemicals used for killing insects, fungi and weeds, radioactive substances, mining of uranium containing minerals. Next, heat, water used for cooling in industries. Now, discuss the concentration of dissolving oxygen in water is very important for aquatic life. If the concentration of dissolved oxygen of water is below 6 ppm, the growth of fish gets inhibited. Yes. Oxygen reaches water either through atmosphere or from the process of photosynthesis carried out by many aquatic green plants. During daylight, however, during night, photosynthesis stops, but the plants continue to respire, resulting in reduction of dissolved oxygen. The dissolved oxygen is also used by microorganisms to oxidize organic matter. Oxygen reaches water either through atmosphere or from the process of photosynthesis carried out by many aquatic green plants during daylight. However, during night, photosynthesis stops, but the plants continue to respire, resulting in reduction of dissolved oxygen. The dissolved oxygen is also used by microorganisms to oxidize organic matter. Okay. If too much of organic matter is added to water, all the available oxygen is used up. This causes oxygen dependent aquatic life to die. Thus, anaerobic bacteria which do not require oxygen begin to break down the organic waste and produce chemicals that have a foul smell and are harmful to human health. Yes. Aerobic oxygen requiring bacteria degrade these organic wastes and keep the water depleted in dissolved oxygen. Thus, the amount of oxygen required by bacteria to break down the organic matter present in a certain volume of a sample of water is called biochemical oxygen demand BOD. The amount of oxygen required by bacteria to break down the organic matter present in a certain volume of a sample of water is called biochemical oxygen demand BOD. The amount of BOD in the water is a measure of the amount of organic material in the water in terms of how much oxygen will be required to break it down biologically. Yes. Clean water would have BOD value of less than 5 ppm. Got it? Clean water would have BOD value of less than 5 ppm, whereas high polluted water could have BOD value is 17 ppm or more. Okay. Next, chemical pollutants. As we know that water is an excellent solvent. Water soluble in organic chemicals that include heavy metals such as cadmium, mercury, nickel, etc. Yes. Constitute an important class of pollutants. All these metals are dangerous to humans because our body cannot excrete them. Yes. Over the time, it crosses the tolerance limit. These metals then can damage kidney, central nervous system, liver, etc. Okay. Acids like sulfuric acid from mine drainage and salts from many different sources including raw salt used to melt snow and ice in the colder climates. Sodium and calcium chloride are water soluble chemical pollutants. Okay. Here, sodium and calcium chloride are water soluble chemical pollutants. Got it? The organic chemicals are another group of substances that are found in polluted water. Petroleum products pollute many sources of water. Example, major oil spills in oceans. Other organic substances with serious impacts are the pesticides that dripped down from spray or runoff from lands. Okay. Various industrial chemicals like polychlorinated biphenyls PCBs, which are used as cleansing solvent, detergents, and fertilizers add to the list of water pollutants. PCB are suspected to be carcinogenic. Nowadays, most of the detergents available are biodegradable. However, their use can create other problems. The bacteria responsible for degrading biodegradable detergents feed on it and grow rapidly. While growing, they may use up all the oxygen dissolved in water. The lack of oxygen kills all other forms of aquatic life, such as fish and plants. Fertilizers contain phosphate as additives. The addition of phosphates in water enhances algae growth. Fertilizer contains phosphates as additives. The addition of phosphates in water enhances algae growth. Okay. Such profuse growth of algae covers the water surface and reduces the oxygen concentration in water. This leads to anaerobic conditions, commonly with accumulation of obnoxious decay and animal death. Thus, bloom infested water inhibits the growth of other living organisms in the water body. This process, in which nutrient enriched water bodies support a dense plant population, which kills animal life by depriving it of oxygen and results in subsequent loss of biodiversity, is known as eutrophication. Okay. Next, international standard for drinking water. The international standard for drinking water are given below, and they must be followed. First, fluoride. For drinking purposes, water should be tested for fluoride ion concentration. Its deficiency in drinking water is harmful to man and causes disease such as tooth decay. Okay. Soluble fluoride is often added to drinking water to bring its concentration up to 1 ppm or 1 mg dm-3. The fluorine ions make the enamel on teeth much harder by converting hydroxyapatite 3Ca3PO4 whole twice into CaOH whole twice. The enamel on the surface of the teeth into much harder fluoropatite 3Ca3PO4 whole twice CaF2. Okay. However, fluorine ion concentration above 2 ppm causes bone mottling of teeth. At the same time, excess of fluoride over 10 ppm causes harmful effect to bones and teeth, as reported from some parts of Rajasthan. Okay. Next, lead. Drinking water gets contaminated with lead when lead pipes are used for transportation of water. The prescribed upper limit concentration of lead in drinking water is above 50 ppb. Lead can damage kidney, liver and reproductive system etc. Okay. The prescribed upper limit concentration of lead in drinking water is about 50 ppb. Lead can damage kidney, liver, reproductive system, etc. Yes. Next, sulfate. Excessive sulfate greater than 500 ppm in the drinking water causes laxative effect. Otherwise, at moderate level, it is harmless. Sulfate. Excessive sulfate in drinking water causes laxative effect. Otherwise, at moderate level, it is a harmless. Okay. Next, nitrate. The maximum limit of nitrate in drinking water is 50 ppm. Excess nitrate in drinking water can cause disease such as methemoglobinemia, blue baby syndrome. Nitrate. The maximum limit of nitrate in drinking water is 50 ppm. Excess nitrate in drinking water can cause disease such as methemoglobinemia, blue baby syndrome. Next, other metals. The maximum concentration of some common metals recommended in drinking water are given in table 14.2, like Fe 0.2, Mn 0.05, Al 0.2, Cu 3.0, Zn 5.0, Cd 0.005. Fe iron, Mn manganese, aluminium, Al, Cu copper, Zn zinc, Cd cadmium. Okay. You can visit local water sources and observe if the river, lake, tank, pond are unpolluted, slightly polluted, moderately polluted, or severely polluted by looking at water or by checking pH of water. Document the name of the river and the nearby urban or industrial site from where the pollution is generated. Inform about this to Pollution Control Board is office set up by government to measure pollution level, ensure that appropriate action is taken. You can write to the press also. Do not dump waste into a household or industrial drain which can enter directly to any water body such as river, pond, stream or lake. Okay. Use compost instead of chemical fertilizer in gardens. Avoid the use of pesticides like DDT, malathion, etc. etc. at home and try to use dried neem leaves to help keep insects away. Add a way Few crystals of potassium permanganate KMnO4 or bleaching powder to the water tank of your house. Add a few crystals of potassium permanganate KMnO4 or bleaching powder to the water tank of your house. Okay. Soil pollution. India, being an agriculture based economy, gives high priority to agriculture, fisheries, and livestock development. The surplus production is stored by governmental and non-governmental organizations for the lean season. The food loss during the storage also needs special attention. Have you ever seen the damage caused to the crops, food items by insects, rodents, weeds, and crop diseases, etc.? How can we protect them? You are acquainted with some insecticides and pesticides for protection of our crops. However, these insecticides, pesticides, and herbicides, cause soil pollution. Hence, there is a need for their judicious use. Okay. Pesticides. Prior to World War II, many naturally occurring chemicals such as nicotine by planting tobacco plants in the crop field were used as pest controlling substance for major crop in agriculture practices. Okay. During World War II, DDT was found to be of great use in the control of malaria and other insect-borne diseases. Therefore, after the war, DDT was put to use in agriculture to control the damage caused by insects, rodents, weeds, and various crop diseases. However, due to adverse effects, its use has been banned in India. Okay. Pesticides are basically synthetic toxic chemicals with ecological repercussions. The repeated use of the same or similar pesticides give rise to pests that are resistant to that. Okay. Group of pesticides, thus making the pesticides ineffective. Therefore, as insect resistance of DDT increased, other organic toxins such as aldrin and daldrin were introduced in the market by pesticide industry. Most of the organic toxins are water insoluble and non-biodegradable. Okay. These high persistent toxins are therefore transferred from lower trophic level to higher trophic level through food chain. Over the time, the concentration of toxins in higher animals reach a level which causes serious metabolic and physiological disorder. Over the time, The concentration of toxins in higher animals reach a level which causes serious metabolic and physiological disorder. Okay. Here 14.3, at each tropical level the pollutant gets 10 times concentrated. In bottom, molecular level, then aquatic plant, then a small fish, उसके बाद large fish, then larger fish, then largest fish, in top human being. Okay. In response to high persistence of chlorinated organic toxins, a new series of less persistent or more biodegradable products called organophosphates and carbamates have been introduced in the market. But these chemicals are severe nerve toxins and hence more harmful to humans. As a result, there are reports of some pesticides related to death of agriculture field workers. Insects have become resistant to these insecticides also. The insecticides industry is engaged in developing new group of insecticides, but one has to think, is this the only solution to pest menace? Okay. This day, the pesticide industry has shifted its attention to herbicides such as sodium chlorate NaClO3, sodium arsenite NaSO3, and many others. During the first half of the last century, the shift from mechanical to chemical weed control had provided the industry with flourishing economic market. Okay, but one must remember that these are also not environmental friendly. Yes, most herbicides are toxic to mammals but are not as persistent as organochlorides. These chemicals decompose in a few months like organochlorides. These two become concentrated in the food web. Some herbicides cause birth defects. Studies show that corn fields sprayed with herbicides are more prone to insect attack and plant disease than fields that are weeded manually. Pesticides and herbicides represent only a very small portion of weed spread. Chemical pollution. A large number of other compounds that are used regularly in chemical and industrial processes for manufacturing activities are finally released in the atmosphere in one or other form. Okay. Industrial waste. Industrial solid waste are also sorted out as biodegradable and non-degradable wastes. Industrial solid waste are also sorted out as biodegradable and non-biodegradable wastes. Biodegradable wastes are generated by cotton mills, food processing units, paper mills, and textile factories. and non-biodegradable wastes are generated by thermal power plants which produce fly ash. Okay. Integrated iron and steel plants which produce blast furnace slag and steel melting slag. Okay. Industries manufacturing aluminium, zinc and copper produce mud and tailings. Fertilizer industries produce gypsum. Industries manufacturing aluminium, zinc and copper produce mud and tailings. Fertilizers industries produce gypsum. Okay. Hazardous wastes such as inflammables, composite explosives or highly reactive substances are produced by industries dealing in metals, chemicals, drugs, pharmaceuticals, dyes, pesticides, rubber, goods, etc. The disposal of non-degradable industrial solid waste, if not done by a proper and suitable method, may cause serious threat to the environment. New innovations have led to different uses of waste material. Nowadays, fly ash and slag from the steel industry are utilized by the cement industry. Large quantities of toxic waste are usually destroyed by controlled incineration, whereas small quantities are burnt along with factory garbage in open bins. Okay. Moreover, solid waste, if not managed effectively, affect the components of the environment. Yes. Do you know about waste recycling? First, fuel obtained from plastic waste has high octane rating. It contains no lead and is known as green fuel. Fuels obtained from what? Plastic wastes has high octane rating. It contains no lead and is known as green fuel. Next, due to the recent developments made in chemical and textile industries, clothes will be made from recycled plastics waste. These will be available soon in the global textile market. Okay. Next, in India, our cities and towns face endless hours of power cut. We can also see piles of rotting garbage here and there. There is a good news that we can get rid from both these problems simultaneously. Technology has now been developed to produce electricity from the garbage. Yes. A pilot plant has been set up where, after removing ferrous metals, plastics, glass, paper, etc. from garbage, it is mixed with water. It is then cultured with bacterial species for producing methane, commonly known as biogas. A pilot plant has been set up where, after removing ferrous metals, plastics, glass, paper, etc. from garbage, it is mixed with water. It is then cultured with bacterial species for producing methane, commonly known as biogas. Yes. The remaining products is used as manure and biogas is used to produce electricity. Okay. Strategy G, to control environmental pollution. After studying air, water, soil, and industrial waste pollution in this unit, by now you must have started feeling the need of controlling environmental pollution. Yes. How can you save your immediate environment? Think of the steps, activities which you would like to undertake for controlling air, water, soil, and industrial waste pollution in your neighborhood. Okay, here an idea about the strategy for the management of waste is given. Yes, waste management. Solid waste is not the only waste which you see in your household garbage box. Besides households discards, there are medical, agricultural, industrial, and mining wastes. The improper disposal of waste is one of the major causes of environmental degradation. Therefore, the management of wastes is of utmost importance. You must be aware of the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan or Clean India mission launched by the government of India. एक कदम स्वच्छ की ओर, स्वच्छ भारत. Yes. Two programs are being implemented under the broad umbrella of the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. These are Swachh Bharat Mission Urban SBMU and Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin SBMG. Yes. The SBMU Urban primarily aims at making urban India free from open defecation and achieving 100% scientific management of solid waste in the country. The SBMG Gramin, G for Gramin, targets to bring about an improvement in the general quality of life in rural areas by promoting cleanliness and hygiene and eliminating open defecation. It is accelerating its efforts to achieve the goal of universal sanitation coverage by 2nd October 2019, which is the birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. If you have participated in some event on Swachh Bharat mission, write your experiences. Yes. Collection and disposal. Domestic wastes are collected in small bins, which are then transferred to community bins by private or municipal workers. From these community bins, these are collected and carried to disposable site. At the site, garbage is sorted out and separated into biodegradable and non-biodegradable materials. Non-biodegradable materials such as plastic, glass, metals, scraps, etc. are sent for recycling. Yes. Biodegradable wastes are deposited in landfills and are converted into compost. Yes. The waste, if not collected in garbage bins, finds its way into the sewers. Some of it is eaten by cattle non-biodegradable waste like polythene bags, metal scraps, etc. choke the sewers and cause inconvenience. Yes, polythene bags, if swallowed by animals, can cost their lives. Also, yes. As a normal practices, therefore, all domestic wastes should be properly collected and disposed. The poor management causes health problems, leading to epidemics due to contamination of groundwater. It is especially hazardous for those who are in direct contact with the waste, such as rag pickers and workers involved in waste disposal, as they are the ones who handle waste materials mostly without protective devices such as gloves or waterproof boots and gas masks. What can you do for them? Okay. Green chemistry introduction. It is well known fact that self sufficiency in food has been achieved in India since late 20th century by using fertilizer and pesticides and exploring improved methods of farming good quality seeds, irrigations, etc. But over exploitations of soil and excessive use of fertilizers and pesticides have resulted in the deterioration of soil, water, and air. Yes. The solution of this problem does not lie in stopping the process of development that has been set in, but to discover methods which would help in the reduction of deterioration of the environment. Green chemistry is a way of thinking and is about utilizing the existing knowledge and principles of chemistry and other sciences to reduce the adverse impact on environment. Yes, green chemistry is a production process that would bring about minimum pollution or deterioration to the environment. The byproducts generated during a process, yes, if not used gainly, get fully add to the environmental pollution. Yes, such processes are not only environmental unfriendly but also cost ineffective. The waste generation and its disposal both are economically unsound. Utilization of existing knowledge base for reducing the chemical. Novel goes to green chemist. Here some novel goes to green chemist. Yavis Chauvin, Robert H. Grievous, Richard R. Scorks. Yes, this is a fact actually. You can see this in individual. Next, hazardous along with the developmental activities is the foundation of green chemistry. Have you perceived the idea of green chemistry? No. Yes, it is well known that organic solvents such as benzene, toluene, carbon tetrachloride, etc. are highly toxic. One should be careful while using them. It is well known that organic solvents such as benzene, toluene, carbon tetrachloride, etc. are highly toxic. Yes. One should be careful while using them. Yes. As you know, a chemical reaction involves reactants attacking reagents and the medium in which the reaction takes place. Extent of any reaction depends upon physical parameters like temperature, pressure, and use of catalyst. Yes. In a chemical reaction, if reactants are fully converted into useful environmental friendly products by using an environment friendly medium, then there would be no chemical pollutants introduced in the environment. Yes. During a synthesis, care must be taken to choose starting materials that can be converted into end products with yield approximately up to 100%. This can be achieved by arriving at optimum condition of synthesis. Yes, it may be worthwhile to carry out synthetic reactions in aqueous medium since water has high specific heat and low volatility. Water is cost effective, non inflammable, and devoid of any carcinogenic effect. It may be worthwhile to carry out synthetic reactions. Yes. In aqueous medium, since water has high specific heat and low volatility, water is cost effective, non inflammable, and avoid of any carcinogenic effect. Yes. Green chemistry in day-to-day life. First, dry cleaning of clothes. Tetrachloroethane Cl2C double bond CCl2 was earlier used as a solvent for dry cleaning. The compound contaminates the groundwater and is also suspected carcinogen. The process using this compound is now being replaced by a process where liquefied carbon dioxide with a suitable detergent is used. Replacement of halogenated solvent by liquid CO2 will result in less harm to groundwater. Okay. These days, hydrogen peroxide H2O2 is used for the purpose of bleaching clothes in the process of laundry, which gives better results and makes use of lesser amount of water. Next, bleaching of paper. Chlorine gas was used earlier for bleaching paper. These days, hydrogen peroxide H2O2 with suitable catalyst which promotes the bleaching action of hydrogen peroxide is used. Okay, yes. Next, synthesis of chemicals. Ethanol CH3CHO is now commercially prepared by one step oxidation of ethane in the presence of ionic catalyst in aqueous medium with a yield of 90%. Okay, CH2 double bond CH2 plus O2 in presence of catalyst PD, platinum and copper in water gives CH3CHO 90%. Next, green solution to clean turbid water. Powder of kernel of tamarind seeds has been found to be an effective material to make municipal and industrial waste water clean. It is non-toxic, biodegradable and cost-effective material. This powder is usually discarded as agricultural waste. The present practices is to use alum to treat such water. It has been found that alum increases toxic ions in treated water and can cause diseases. Next, green chemistry in an nutshell is a cost effective approach which involves reduction in material energy consumption and waste generation. Think it over. What is our responsibility as a human being to protect our environment? Some concepts, if followed by an individual, contribute towards a better quality of our environment and human life. Always set up a compost tin in your garden or any other places in your home and use it to produce manure for your plants. Yes. To reduce the use of fertilizers, use a cloth bag and avoid asking for plastic carry bags when you buy groceries, vegetables or any other items. Okay. See that all newspaper glasses, aluminum and other items in your area are recycled. We might have to take little trouble to locate such dealers. We must realize that we do not have solution for every problem, but we can concentrate on issues which we feel strongly about and can do something about. Yes, we should take care to put into practices whatever we preach. Always remember, environment protection begins with us. Okay. Here is summary about this chapter, environmental chemistry. It is most important, so you can look this. Okay. Let's see. Environmental chemistry play a major role in environment. Yes. Chemical species present in the environment are either naturally occurring or generated by human activities. Environmental pollution is the effect of undesirable change in the surroundings that have harmful effects on plant, animals and human beings. Yes. Pollutants exist in all the three states of matter. Yes. We have discussed only those pollutants which are due to human activities and can be controlled. Atmospheric pollution is generally studied as tropospheric and stratospheric pollution. Okay. Yes. Troposphere is the lowest region of the atmosphere. Yes. up to 10 km, in which man along with other organism including plant exist. Yes. Whereas stratosphere extend above troposphere up to 50 km. Okay. Above sea level. Ozone layer is one of the important constituents of stratosphere. Troposphere pollution is basically due to various oxides of sulfur, nitrogen, carbon, halogens, and also due to particulate pollutants. Yes, the gases pollutants come down to the earth in the human form of acid rain. Yes, 75% of the solar energy reaching earth is absorbed by the earth's surface and rest is radiated back to the atmosphere. These gases mentioned above trap the heat which result into global warming. Yes, it is important to realize that these very gases are also responsible for the life on the earth as they trap to requisite amount of solar energy for the substance of life. The increase in the greenhouse gases is raising the temperature of the earth atmosphere, which if not checked may eventually result in melting of polar ice caps and consequently may submerge the coastal lands mass. Yes, many human activities are producing chemicals which are responsible for the depletion of ozone layer. Yes, in the stratosphere leading to the information of ozone hole. Okay, through the ozone hole ultraviolet radiations can penetrate into the earth atmosphere causing mutation of genes. Yes, water is the elixir of life, but the same water, if polluted by pathogens, organic waste, toxic heavy metals, pesticides, etc., will turn into poisonous. Therefore, one should take care to follow international standard to maintain purity level of drinking water. Okay. Industrial wastes and excessive use of pesticides result into pollution of land. Yes. Mass and water bodies. Judicious use of chemicals required for agricultural practices can lead to sustainable development. Okay. Strategies for controlling environmental pollution can be: first, waste management, either reduction of the waste and proper disposal, also recycling of materials and energy. Second, adapting methods in day-to-day life which results in the reduction of the environmental pollution. The second method is a new branch of chemistry which is in its infancy known as green chemistry. Okay, it utilizes the existing knowledge and practices so as to bring about reduction in the production of pollutants. Got it? This is most important for every exam. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you so much. Bye, take care.